Hello and welcome to Oodenawi Public School Grand Opening. My name is Vedic.
And I'm Manal.
We are grade 7 students here at Oodenawi.
Vedic and I are your masters of ceremony for this wonderful occasion. À ce moment, je voudrais demander à Reina et Andrew à venir et nous mener à chanter au Canada. S'il vous plaît, levez-vous.
Please rise for O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our signs command, qu'alt embrasse porte les pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Reina and Andrew, for the fantastic rendition of O Canada. At this time, we would like to invite Mrs. McDonald, our principal, to say a few words.
Good morning and welcome to our grand opening of Oodenawi Public School. We are so happy to have our students and staff here with us today to celebrate this very special occasion. We would also like to thank the many delegates who have taken time out of their busy lives to join us here today. We welcome Nancy Rowe and Peter Schuler, elders of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We welcome Catherine Vidro, representing our Member of Parliament in Ottawa, Pam Demoff. We welcome Indira Naidoo-Harris, our Member of Parliament for Halton. Kelly Amos is here, our Chairman of the School Board. Welcome, Kelly. We welcome several trustees from the Halton District School Board. We welcome Stuart Miller, our Director of Education. Many of our superintendents, Jerry Cullen, Jackie Newton, Rob Etoff, and John Pennyfather are here with us today. Though I see a few missing, we'll have to get them later. Anil Gokarn, our architect who designed this beautiful school, is with us today. So welcome to Anil. Mike Rosenberg and Sue Garashi, our community partners from Fortinos, are with us today. We welcome Sam Siraj, our school council chair. And we also thank our Oakville principals and instructional leaders who joined us here today. As we open the school, I want to remind our students and guests that Oodenawi means heart of the community in Ojibwe. As a school, we proudly live up to that name in our daily lives by caring for one another and also helping out our friends here at the school and in the community. As a recent example, last week we had a fundraising barbecue at Fortinos called Fuel for Kids. The students and staff voted to donate part of our funds raised to a school that was devastated by the wildfires in Fort McMurray. I'm proud to announce that we raised over $1,000 for Beacon Hill School in Fort McMurray. Our school also lives by the right to play philosophy of looking after ourselves and looking after one another. I can't think of a better example to show that we truly live by those words here at Oodenawi. As we grow together, I look forward to many more opportunities to live up to our Ojibwe name. I would like to thank all of our students who contributed to making the 7 banners that are displayed behind us. They represent the 7 sacred teachings, which are traditional values and hopes for the future. The teachings are universal to most First Nations peoples, and we feel they tie in very closely to our values here at Oodenawi. Special thanks to Mrs. Wojcicki and Ms. Kavanaugh for putting together our banners, and also to Mrs. Wong, Ms. Leningen, Ms. Harold for their organization, vision, and hard work in putting together our ceremony today. We have invited Elders Nancy Rowe and Elder Peter Schuler from the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation to join us today. We are honored to have Nancy and Peter here at Oodenawi, as we were built upon the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the First Credit Nation. I would like to present Nancy and Peter tobacco as an offering for our grand opening. The ceremony of traditional smudge cleanses negative energy. One of its main purposes is to bring vision to our school and to allow for knowledge and positive energy. Nancy and Peter will now continue with the smudge, as well as lead us in a song to help us open our school. Pictures and video footage are not permitted for this part of the ceremony.
Thank you, Mrs. Rowe and Mr. Schuler. We are honored that you came to share your wisdom and traditions with us. Now that the ceremonial smudge has been completed, photos and video footage are now permitted. Also here with us today is the Director of Education for the Halton District School Board. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Peter and Nancy. Good morning, everyone. Oh, that's a wee bit low. Try again. Good morning. That's better. That's what I want to hear from this new school. You know, I want to talk to you just for a few minutes about your importance in this school. You just had a presentation from the First Peoples of Canada. Everybody in this room, except Peter and Nancy and Tammy, we all came to this country by boat or by plane, or our parents did, or our grandparents, or however we got here. We all came from somewhere else. They were already here. They're the First Peoples of Canada. And guess what you guys are? You're the First Peoples of Oodenawi. So you've got a big job to do. You're the First Peoples of this school. So how you behave, what you do, counts forever and ever in this school. So that's why it's really important that you have right to play. Because what does right to play say? Look after yourself, look after... Wait, let's try it all at once. Look. Exactly. Look after yourselves, look after one another, and I'm sure the First Peoples of Canada, that's what they wish we had all done when we came to this country. So you guys being the First Peoples of this school, that's what you have to do. And I expect you will. I mean, I look out here and it's a little chaos out there, right? A little chaotic with all that construction. Try to stay off the bulldozers. But I'm going to add one more thing about look after yourself, look after each other, look after your community, look after the environment, look after all those things. It's my great honor to be here today, and I love it. I love being around all you kids, and I know that you will all go on and do great things, but don't forget your job. Your job is just what you just said a few minutes ago. All right? Finally, what does Oodenawi stand for? Community. The heart of the community. So, everybody put their hand on their heart for a minute. Don't forget the heart in your body, and you're the heart of the community. Well done, Oodenawi. I wish you all the best, and thanks for inviting me. Wait, I'm not finished. I'm the director. I get to tell you when you clap. I do want to acknowledge the people up here. I want to acknowledge the trustees, Rochelle Pappen, Joanna Oliver, Ann Harvey Hope, Andrea Grabentz, and the chair of the board will speak to her for herself, I imagine. But, and also all these people here. See all these people here? The MPP, the architects, the superintendents, other principals. These people helped make this school happen for you. So everyone give them a big clap. And now I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you for your inspiring words, Mr. Miller. At this time, our primary and junior choir will be singing Waving Flag. They're accompanied by grade 4 and grade 5 students on the ukulele.
choirs, and ukulele performers. Mrs. Amos, chairman of the Halton District School Board, is here to share a message with us. Please join us in welcoming Mrs. Amos.
Good morning, everyone. And I may not say it right, so the elders will have to correct me, but I believe it's Bozo, which means hello in Aboriginal in Ojibwe. So what an exciting morning. The official grand opening of Oodenawi Public School. So this has been a long time coming, I know, and you guys have already made the school your own. But this isn't the first school with an Aboriginal background. We also have Pauline Johnson Public School, but I believe it is the first school to celebrate and embrace what the First Nations cultures and teachings and as part of its foundation. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the First Peoples. The reason that this is important is we recognize the history of this area, and it gives respect and honor to those First Peoples. So, you guys don't know who I am, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a quick lesson. So, who's in charge of your classroom? Your teacher. So, who's in charge of your teacher? That's right, the principal. So do you know who's in charge of the principal? That's right, Mr. Pennyfather, your superintendent. So do you know who's in charge of the superintendent? Well, no, not me. It was that really tall guy that was here earlier, the director of education, Mr. Miller. That's right. So he's in charge of all the superintendents, and there's a few of them here today. And then, over top of Mr. Miller are 11 trustees who are voted on by your parents. Do you know, everybody know what a vote is? Yes. So your parents voted for all of the trustees all through Halton. And so I'm the trustee for your school, for your area. And I was lucky enough, the trustees voted for me to represent them as their chair of the board, to represent them at different events and to organize their meetings. So, and we have 5 trustees besides myself here, which Mr. Miller introduced earlier. So wave to everybody, guys, because we're all the ones that helped choose your name. So the trustees were responsible for helping choose the name. So we did an exercise where all kinds of names were submitted from the community to try and pick a name for your school. And there were 4 names that came down in the end. But Elder Peter Schuler came to the board when we were picking the names, and he talked about Oodenawi and how Ooden that means your heart. And then when you take that word and you put it together, you have a community. So schools are the heart of the community, and schools are where people's minds are shaped. And if we want to fight racism, and if we want to make a better country, we have to start with our schools. And that's what Mr. Schuler said. And that is part of why we picked the name Oodenawi. So Oodenawi, it means the heart of the community. And it was a unanimous vote from all the trustees. We all loved that name, and we all thought it would be a great name for this school. And it was also something that the community totally supported. So we are so happy that we are now here after almost a full year of being in this school. And you guys, it's like moving into a new house. You've moved in, the teachers set up the rooms, they made it comfortable, but you guys have now created the artwork, and you've started to create the culture, and you've picked, what's your mascot? That's right, you guys picked the eagle, you helped pick the colors, and so you guys are starting the traditions and creating the memories that every student from here on in is going to build upon. So you should be very proud of yourselves, because you have made this school like a home now, right? So when you come in, you feel comfortable and you know where to go, and this is what you do. So, and you know what I'm really looking forward to is I was just at a 25th year recognition for River Oaks Public School, and I know some of you came from River Oaks. And then I was at a 50-year recognition for White Oak Secondary School, where a lot of you may end up going. So I'm really hoping that you will invite me back in 25 and 50 years so I can see what great things you guys have done here. I'm looking so much forward to it. So on behalf of all the trustees, I'd like to congratulate you on your first year and your grand opening for Oodenawi Public School. Thank you.
Thank you for being here to celebrate today with us, Mrs. Amos. Halton's Member of Provincial Parliament, Mrs. Indira Naidu Harris, is here to say a few words for our grand opening celebration. Welcome, Mrs. Naidu.
Hello, everyone. Bonjour. Anishna. That means, how are you today? Are you as happy and as excited as I am today? All right. So, of course, I want to start out by acknowledging it, that we are standing on the territory of the Mississaugas of the New Credit. And it is an honor for me and for all of us, I think, to be here with you today. I want to start out by thanking Principal McDonald, the staff, and the school officials for having me here this morning to speak to you all. But I want to say a special thank you to our First Nations brother and sister who are here today, here to make sure that this day is going to be a special one and one that we will never forget. So you know what? I feel so lucky. I just feel like I am so lucky to start out my day today with all of you on this very special day. I'm here to bring greetings on behalf of the minister and the Ontario government, and to be here with you as you celebrate this special day. You know, you are going to remember this day for the rest of your lives. This is the day we open a new school. Think about it. This is the official opening. I know you've been here for a while, but today we officially open this school. And you are going to remember this day for the rest of your lives. You're going to remember the fantastic singing that the choir did. You're going to remember the special prayer and smudge ceremony that we got to be a part of. And you're going to remember that drum, just lifting our spirits and making us all feel that we were here to share something unforgettable. So, take a moment and savor the moment. Because for years from now, when you're teenagers, you're going to drive by this school and say to yourselves, I was there when that school opened. And a few years later, you're going to drive by with your kids, and you're going to point out to this school and say, I was there when that school opened. And maybe a few years later, you're going to drive by with your grandkids, and you're going to say, I was there when this school opened. So how lucky are we, right? So, I want to tell you that I'm pleased to be here. I know that this is a wonderful and special day. And you know, Oodenawi, as you all heard, means place of many hearts and community. And I cannot tell you how perfect a name I think that is for all of us here and for this school. This is a community. It's a place where we will all come together and where you will all learn together and grow. So I'm really pleased that we're able to open this fantastic place for all of you. And I want to thank everyone here who came together to open this school and make it a very special place. The staff, the students, the teachers, the architects, the planners, and the various levels of government. You know, honesty, wisdom, courage, love, humility, truth, and respect are just words on a wall. But those words can and will come alive through each and every one of you. Take that home with you tonight and think about it. And think about what you're going to do with your lives. And think about what you're going to do here. You're going to do great things. But most importantly, you're going to make those words come alive. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but for years to come. So I am so happy to be here with you today. I'm happy to be opening this school. It's part of our commitment to making sure that our children, you all, get a quality education, that you get to come to a safe place where you get to learn and grow and really form the friendships that you need to help you through the rest of your life. And we're here with you. We'll hold your hand and make sure that that happens the rest of the way. So, this area is growing, schools are growing. I'm proud to be here for the opening of the Oodenawi Public School. It's a welcome addition to our community. We're making sure that you're all getting the opportunity to fulfill your full potential, and you will. And this school and this building is going to be here, standing here, building a center of learning, but also building memories for all of you for years to come. And so it is with that in mind that I want you all to know that we are here for you. It's important that you have spaces to grow and learn. I'm investing, the teachers are investing, we're all investing in you because you are our future, okay? And this school will lay the foundation for all of you for your futures. So, you are our hopes and dreams. I wish you all the best for the rest of the school year and for the years to come. Thank you so much for having me here today. Miigwech. The great part about opening a school is that I actually get to do some special presentations. So, first off, I bring some special greetings. So, on behalf of the Government of Ontario and Premier Kathleen Wynne, I'm pleased to send greetings to the principal, staff, and students of Oodenawi Public School on its official opening. Schools are not only places of learning, but also hubs for strong communities. I wish you all many years of ongoing success. Signed, the Honorable Liz Sandals, the Minister of Education. So there we have the special greeting. I also have another gift, and this gift is something also very special. It's the flag for Ontario, our province. I'm going to give this to your principal and ask that you all fly it high and proudly, because this is a special place and a special province. Don't forget that. We are all lucky to live here, and every day when you walk by that flag, feel proud. Feel proud of where you come from, okay? Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for your gift. We will proudly display our province's flag here at Oodenawi.
Here at Oodenawi, our staff and students embrace the right to play philosophy. Look after yourself and look after one another. This means no matter where we go or who we see, we find ways to reach out, support, and help within our community.
Mr. Pennyfather, our former principal, and his son Sam made a video to capture some of the right to play moments at our school. We are excited to share the following video with you today. Following the video, we would like to invite Mr. Pennyfather, who is now Superintendent for Oodenawi, up to the podium to speak.
Hello, it's great to be back. I love seeing all the jerseys out here with the right to play. Whenever I'm at the board office and it's a long day, I play that, and it helps us remember why we do what we're doing up there. And it's for you folks here. Before I go on, I wanted to thank Nancy Rowe and Peter Schuler, our elders from the Mississaugas of the First Nation, of the New Credit, pardon me, elders of the Mississauga of the New Credit. They helped us a lot when we got started, and today was really, really special. I was wondering what I was going to talk about here, because when you speak later in the program, you prepare a whole bunch of stuff about history and this and that, and then as the different speakers come up, they all take your good stuff. So you're left at the end with, well, what will I talk about? But actually, as always with when you get to work with young people, they hand it right to you. The eagle on your chest that you're wearing and that you see on the banners, you voted for that as students, and then we needed to find an artist to help us do a respectful rendition of it, and that was Nancy who found an artist for us from the Mississauga New Credit, and her name is Kathy Jameson, and she worked with us a lot, because when an artist makes something, it won't always look great on a shirt or on a banner. So there was lots of back and forth, and she was very patient with us and very kind. And that crest you have, that's a one of a kind. There's no other. We didn't steal it from an NBA team or as you often do when you're figuring out your logo. We didn't take it from anywhere. That was created just for you students. And so it's really special, just like you, and I want to thank Nancy and Peter for that. And the other thing is, when I said that the students hand it right to you what you're going to talk about, when Nancy and Peter were singing, I was watching them, and then I was watching your eyes and your attention, and the respect that you showed them, and your attentiveness and your interest. That was awesome. That was, you couldn't have given us a greater gift, the folks that were up here, and you couldn't have shown more that you understand respect. And going forward, it's been said here already today, everything that you do in this school is going to be a tradition or is going to be a memory, and the causes that you choose to support, like Fort McMurray, the events that you choose to put on, everything you do will be part of this building. And that's a really great responsibility, and it's a great honor. And finally, we have out here, I got to work with this staff for a very short time. And I have to tell you, you students are so lucky. They came here. It's very brave to come to a new school because you don't know what it's going to be like. You do know it's going to be chaotic at the beginning, but you're not sure it's quite that chaotic. You're probably not bargaining for a thunderstorm as 600 children arrive in a bus to the school, and you're probably not on the very first day, and you have to figure all that out, and you're probably not counting on the Wi-Fi not working for about 6 weeks, but you work around it, and you're probably not counting on, you get handed the school on Thursday, and then you start scrubbing your classroom so it's ready for the fabulous students who are coming. And the staff around this building, they rolled up their sleeves, and they very quickly made this a school for you students with all the fabulous events, like the barbecue last week, like the choir you heard singing, like the tournaments you've been in. They made that happen very quickly, and they worked so hard to do it. So thank you to just one-of-the-kind, outstanding staff. And the last thing I want to say is when I left here, I was very sad and very happy at the same time. And what made me happy was that your principal, Gail McDonald, took over. She's taken everything that I helped start a little bit and that you all started, and clearly is taking you to the next level, as evidenced by what's going on around this school and the beautiful artwork and the activities you're engaged in. So hats off to Gail. Nice job. So I just have to say, looking out on your sparkling eyes, it's hard not to feel happy and feel good about what's going to happen at this place. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Pennyfather. The Oodenawi community strives to include right-to-play philosophy in everything we do. We would like to invite our choirs to share their final song, On Top of the World. They will be accompanied by Sarah on flute and Jason on piano.
That was outstanding. Thank you for your performance. For today's closing remarks, we invite up our new Vice Principal, Mr. Ruzic. Please join us in welcoming him to the podium.
Morning, everybody. I have to say before I start that you guys have been awesome this morning. Your attention has made us extremely proud, your teachers up at the front. And I will give you an opportunity to give yourselves a round of applause, but you certainly deserve it. You can, sure, go for it. We've heard this word a lot this morning. We've heard it all through the year, and it's even written on our walls. Oodenawi means community, right? And we've heard a lot of people up here talk about that, a lot of really kind of fancy and important people. But I want to talk about how fancy and important you are for the next couple of minutes just before we finish up. Because you build us. A community is not just a bunch of people getting together in a room, right? And I want you to think back to the first day you arrived at Oodenawi. It could have been the first day of school. It could have been last week. It might even be today for some of the people in this gym. And I want you to think about how you felt that morning. And I would bet that you felt a little bit nervous, scared, excited, because I know I felt that way, and those kind of butterflies in your stomach were kind of going. But you took a risk, and you took a step, and you walked through the front door, and you started our community. When you're out in the yard, and you see someone kind of not playing, just playing on their own, and you say, hey, come on over and play, you help develop our community. When you're in the classroom and you put your hand up, and you say, hey, I've got a question, you help strengthen our community. The artists that we've heard today, the musicians, the artists that have created the banners behind me, have strengthened our community. Our MCs this morning have represented our community. So we are Oodenawi. We are the community that we have created together, and I think that's extremely important to notice. So I'd like you to do one thing just before we finish. I'd like you to turn to the person sitting next to you, and I'd like you to say, thank you for being part of our community. And now give yourselves a round of applause, please. Awesome. So this does conclude our formal morning, part of the morning. Staff and students, we're just going to ask you to just sort of stay put for a second. Our guests, you are invited to take a tour with our school. Our Right to Play leaders will be meeting you outside in the foyer. So if you could give our guests a round of applause, everybody. They're going to exit to the left.